Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Keeping Modern Janky with my Lukka Surprise deck featuring Blood Moon. We have a turn 2 Blood Moon. Let's see if it's good. That's what we're here to test out. Is Blood Moon still good in Modern? Is it better in Modern? Was it ever good in Modern? It used to be good in Modern. Is it good now? Can we jank out some greedy mana-based domain players and our Amulet Titan? I hope it's not Yawgmoth. I'm so tired of Yawgmoth. It's Yawgmoth. Alright, well, we'll see if our Blood Moon can slow them down. Typically, we can draw another land. I would say Blood Moon is not at its best against Yawgmoth because they have Core to Call in, which lets them just tap green creatures for green mana. And that's what I've overall found. This is my last match. It's my second league. I won't spoil the record for you yet, but let me just say that Blood Moon has been unimpressive. But the whole idea was, can we jank out some greedy mana-based domain players and or some other like collateral damage like Amulet Titan, things like that with Blood Moon? 1. 2, is it good enough against the field to slow them down to allow us to assemble our combo? And I would say so far the answer has been largely no to all of that. Now, our opponent did stick this Agatha Soul Cauldron instead of another creature, which means our Blood Moon is now going to leave them with one green creature. I almost played the Forest, which means we would not have been able to play Blood Moon because Delighted Halfling does not tap for anything that isn't legendary, or colored mana for anything that isn't legendary. Now, our opponent does play Boseiju. They need a green source for that. Now, we do have Leyline of the Voids. Will this Blood Moon? This is a good test. Where they just have that black source. Sure, why not? Why not? This is a good test, right? We've had a few matches where we've actually been able to test whether or not our Blood Moon plan is going to work. And it's possible we should have, well, they don't play Thoughtseize in the main, I'm pretty sure, and this is another one where there's the Lukka. Alright, so we're going to take that. That's exactly how we drew it up. So I'm having a hard time talking and playing, which is normal, but I'll get better at it, I suppose. Or maybe I won't. Either way, this is a good test for what we were trying to do with this deck, which is use Blood Moon to hose our opponents out and just get some free wins. And if that doesn't work, hopefully Blood Moon will buy us time. In this game, it looks like it might be buying us enough time to get this Lukka down and get an Emrakul on turn 5. Or turn 4. Blood Artist. Sure. We can go ahead and Lightning Bolt the Blood Artist. Stop any sort of shenanigans there. But they will be able to exile this Blood Artist with the Agatha Soul's Cauldron and then put that on the Yawgmoth. So that might have been a mistake. We'll find out though. Second Blood Moon. Alright, well, we came here to cast Lukka and get an Emrakul, and that's what we're going to do. Hopefully our opponent has no... What the heck? I just... Got it. Yes. Hopefully they'll have no way to get out of this. Emrakul, we can't attack yet, but... So this is what we wanted to test Blood Moon out. Has it slowed down our opponent enough for us to get the win with this Emrakul attacking without haste? Next turn, so they're going to get this Blood Artist exile to make this well, maybe not. I'm going to say make that a 2/2 with the Blood Artist effect, right? Is it triggered abilities? All activated abilities of all creatures. Okay, sweet. So they can't even, this isn't activated. It's a triggered ability. Alright, so that we got there. So this is a good example of Blood Moon doing what we wanted it to do in the deck. Slowing down our opponent just enough for us to find our combo piece, get our Emrakul down. So what looked like a kind of shady hand, we kept on the back of Blood Moon, a turn 2 Blood Moon, and it got there. So sweet. Leyline of the Voids are good. Force of Vigors are going to be good against the Agatha Soul Cauldron, but I'm not sure how much they're going to actually bring in against. Take out the Fables. We could just go out, go down the Blood Moon since they know about it, and we'll play around it, and it's not that great against them. I mean, we got lucky with the draw that they had one creature and tapped down for an artifact, and then we were able to shut them off of green mana that way, because they shut them off of Quarter Calling, because they only had the one green creature and no green mana. But this game, I'm sure they'll fetch up some forests. And they have the Wall of Omens, which they can use to get mana of any color, so hard to get a forest if I remember. So I think we'll just bring in the Veil of Summers. Protect our hand a little bit. We could just bring in Leyline of Sanctity, but I think I like the Veil of Summers better here, as it does draw us a card. Bringing a Storm's Wrath to help kind of climb back into the game. It does answer Yawgmoth, and that is a must-answer threat. So we have a lot to bring in, but what do we want to take out? Usually I just take out a piece of the combo. Ragavan is really bad in this matchup. Alright, so we're already at... Good. Alright, so we'll run it like that. We didn't water down our combo too much. We brought in some removal, or some hate against them with Leyline of the Void and Storm's Wrath. We probably will mulligan for a Leyline if we don't have just the best hand in the world. Alright, so we have the Leyline. We do have the Emrakul in our hand, which is awkward, but we have the Bitter Reunion, which lets us pitch it. So we're going to keep it. Has our luck changed? We have lost the Yawgmoth so many times. It's like the new deck that I have yet to beat. And it's felt really unbeatable for us because we're so slow. I mean, we're at our best, we're turn 3 or turn 4, and our best is turn 4, I guess. And they can just go off so much faster. And then we had no answer for Yawgmoth, and as soon as they cast a Yawgmoth, we were basically dead. So we're going to pass the turn and cycle one of these Footfall Craters at the end of our turn, just in case they brought in Thoughtseizes. So yeah, what do we want here? We want to cycle into... Well, we need creatures and we need Lukka, so one of those two things. Or Storm's Wrath, just to reset the board. Maybe cycle into Storm's Wrath would be the best, because they're going to have quite a few... Okay, Beseju. It looks like they're going to have a lot of creatures on the board soon. Ragavan. It's part of the combo at this point. We need to have a creature on the battlefield, so it's good for that. Now let's pitch this Emrakul. There's our Lukka. Will we be fast enough? So next turn, we can... They probably brought in Force of Vigors, and they have Beseju in their deck as well. So they have answers for the Leyline, but for now the Leyline will stop them from comboing off in some ways to kill us. And that is a good thing. That's what we need. Just buying time. So what we're going to hopefully do is it looks like they might be having Yawgmoth already. On our turn, we will just a Grist. Just a Grist. So Grist is really good. I mean, that's another reason why this is such a hard matchup for us, because Grist just is a hard answer for Emrakul, and it's an answer for Lukka. So we really need many, many pieces now to survive. So we'll go ahead and run out this Oath and Nissa and try to find some of those pieces, basically. So we would really like a Storm's Wrath. That would have been that's still one of our best draws. Because, oh man, just so many lands. When we needed the land that time, and we did not draw it, and now we're just drawing so many lands. Alright, so we're gonna cycle, draw a card. Guess we could have waited. Oh, I was gonna say, I guess we could have waited to our end step, but no. We should have fetched first, apparently. I don't even know what to say to that. Holy cows, what I have to say to that. Ah. Okay, I had to mute my mic so that I could cuss in my library here so that kids can still watch this. Just kidding, I was drinking coffee. But, wow, that's really frustrating. So many things about this game are out of our control right now. So, again, hitting a Storm's Wrath would help us reset the board. I think rest would still be at 1, though, which is better than nothing. But we have our win condition in our hand, and we already cast one of our discard spells, and we put the Fables took the Fables out to make room for our sideboard hate. So here comes the Yawgmoth, I believe, or something else to answer what we're doing. For 4s, usually Yawgmoth. I wonder why they don't play creatures that destroy target enchantments when they enter the battlefield that they could tutor up. Maybe they just don't need to. They have Pasejus and stuff like that, Forces of Vigor, they're just all around better. But as a silver bullet, you think you could find room for 1. But I don't play this deck, so who am I to say? Alright, well, we still have our best draw, though our opponent has refilled their hand, but our best draw will be Storm's Wrath. Or Bitter Reunion to get rid of this Emrakul into a Storm's Wrath, maybe. Instead we drew a Noble Hierarch. So I mean, we have the pieces in our hand where we could theoretically go land, and enough land to run out a creature and a Lukka and make it hasty all on the same turn. So I think that's what we're playing to right now. I don't want to commit any creatures to the board that just have them die. We don't have a lightning bolt to attack into this Yawgmoth. So I think we're just left hoping to survive on the back of this Leyline of the Void and not die to whatever our opponent's up to until we can get 7 mana essentially and go and get, well, we need to get to 7 mana and to find a way to put this Emrakul back in our deck. Because then we can cast Lukka, creature, and then give the Emrakul haste. So that's a lot of things we need to do. But the Leyline at least will hopefully buy us some time. I think they're unable to combo off and kill us at least with the Leyline. And anything with a death trigger obviously is shut down, so. Alright, so we have 2 lands already, so what we really need right now is Bitter Reunion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could also theoretically wait a turn and pitch to hand size. That doesn't seem like much of a winning strategy. It sets us back so far, but 1, 2, 3, 4. So then we'd be 3 turns away from. Do we want to run that? We could play a land. All right. let's do it like that. I mean, we're at 7 cards. I mean, this is the slowest of slow assembling of the combo. Because it's going to be next turn, we have to take this whole turn off and take all of next turn off. To then pitch our Emrakul. And then the next turn, we can play lands. And we're on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on a 3-turn clock, so at least after next turn we can let's see, each opponent loses life equal to the number of creature cards in the graveyard. Alright, so we don't have to worry about that right now. Anyway, after we pitch the Emrakul in the next turn, we have the lightning bolt to kill something at least to preserve our life total slightly. Okay. I still wouldn't mind just drawing a Bitter Reunion here, and then we can make a land drop set up for the... Yeah, we have Storm's Wrath, baby. That's what we need. Draw Storm's Wrath, pass the turn, pitch the Emrakul, lightning bolt something, Storm's Wrath everything. I don't understand. Doesn't this replace it? Or maybe it doesn't replace the death trigger. It just replaces... Yep. I think we might just be dead, folks. And we could lightning bolt something in response, but then they'll just respond. And now... Leyline will just stop the Undying trigger. I guess we can just have 6 and see what happens. So I get green from the wall roots. Yeah, for some reason I thought since this nerfed the death trigger, I guess it's just, yeah, I don't understand. If a card be put in an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, so it dies and then it goes to the graveyard. Anyway, yeah, I guess I totally misunderstood Leyline and Blood Artist. Ooh, this looks like a new one. Soulless Jailer. No, it's from Phyrexial. Will be 1. Permanent cards in graveyards can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast non-creature spells from graveyards or exile. Yeah, I don't think that does, yeah. Anyway, that doesn't do anything for us. We don't care about that. It is a 0/4 though. And we drew another Lukka. And we're at 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna go 2, 3, go to 3. Man, what a janky way to try to win a game. They have 7 cards in hand. This is what we call a losing strategy, but it is our only strategy right now because we don't have a discard outlet and we drew our Emrakul. Oh man, what a fun way to lose a game. Man, we've lost all kinds of ways. 4 Dragon's Race Channelers off of from our opponent when we get a turn 2 Blood Moon. Drawing our Emrakul after we've pitched our Emrakul. There's the Haywire Might. We will now bolt the Blood Artist. I assume they're going to sacrifice some things. Maybe put us to dead. We'll see. Yeah, so I'm very confused. I thought that Blood Artist was pinging us, and that time it did not ping us. So I don't really, maybe it did. I'm not paying close enough attention because I'm just amazed by our luck in this game so far. Our opponent has 9 cards in hand. They got rid of our Leyline, so now they're up to, they can just do whatever they want basically. We still could use a Storm's Wrath. I mean, if But even if we draw Storm's Wrath right now, our opponent will have so many cards in hand that they'll just be able to rebuild almost instantaneously. And now we have, whenever you put a 1/1/1/1 counters on a creature, create a 1/1 green snake token. Alright. Can a Storm's Wrath get us out of this? We'll probably draw the Emrakul. That would be somehow fit into the end of this game. So Lightning Bolt gets rid of that, and then we die. We can theoretically stay alive another turn. It's just buying us. It's not buying us a lot of time, but it's buying us some time. And we're making our land drops. We're committing things to the board. And the thing is, like, we get the Emrakul down, right? All Grist has to do is minus and destroy it. Emrakul just isn't what it used to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, we are, if our opponent leaves us with a creature, which I don't know why they would, but if they do, we are very close to getting a hasty Emrakul down, and maybe Gilded Goose that flies to block our Emrakul, winning this game. That's a huge maybe. I'm assuming with 7 cards in our hand, our opponent's going to combo off and kill us this turn. Imagine they'll go Grist, kill something, minus, kill this, -1/-1, kill that. Leave us with no creatures, and then we're just drawing dead. Maybe not, though. We'll see. Nope. Yep, that's what their plan is. Good. Alright, well, we are still a Storm's Wrath away from stabilizing, right? With our opponent's 9-card hand. This is so funny. And then we died from the ultimate. Alright, never mind. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to bring back in the Blood Moons. We need a way to hose our opponent. At that time, I don't know if it would have helped or not, but the Fable would have been good there too. But a turn 2 Blood Moon may still be good enough to slow down our opponent long enough to buy us some time. Storm's Wrath, where were you, man? Where were you when we needed you? Go down a Lightning Bolt. Oh, we don't even need to go down a Lightning Bolt. Oh yeah, for the other Blood Moon we do. All right, what are the chances that we'll be in that situation again? We pitched the Emrakul only to draw the Emrakul. All right, here's a turn 2 Blood Moon, but we don't have a green source. After that, we're keeping it though. I mean, this is why we're playing it. We got to test it out. It got us there in game 1. Is it going to be good enough in game 2? It's possible our opponent mulligans and just doesn't find what they need as far as mana goes, like a fetch land or a Wall of Roots. I mean, they're not gonna. If they can't get a green source down on turn 1, there's a chance we can jank them out of this with. If they find a green source, if they play a basic forest or a fetch land, then we're gonna be sad. And it's possible we don't run out the Blood Moon if that's the case. All right, it's not the case. No Tall sees us. All right, well, we are left hoping. There's our basic forest even. How sweet is that? So we're actually in really good position in this game right now. Because next turn, we can play this forest in a Ragavan. And then the next turn get a Lukka down, and hopefully they won't be able to cast Grist. Are we going to beat Yawgmoth? I mean, there's a lot of hoops to jump through still to get there, but Blood Moon on our opponent's Mold to 6. What are the chances they found a forest? I guess we're about to find out, folks. Do they have a forest? Do they have a way to get rid of this Blood Moon? They have a forest. Oh my gosh. All right. Sometimes the Blood Moon doesn't do it. They mold to 6. Guess they mold enough to find a forest, or they just got lucky. And there's the Beseju. But that's okay, because now... Oh man, but if we play the... Alright, so this is where we're at. How lucky is our opponent going to be? Do they have the grist in hand? Alright, so they mold to 6. They had the Beseju and the basic forest. Is one of their last 4 cards a grist? If it is, this Lukka is going to be... We're going to get the Emrakul and the Emrakul is going to die. However, I still think that's okay because they're going to grist it and kill it, assuming they have it. And then we are going to be able to... Oh, but they'll hit our Lukka with... No, they'll have to use the Yawgmoth to... Alright, well, we're just going to run it out there. Alright, so when I was thinking, alright, so now we have the Emrakul to block. So if they play the grist, they'll have to use the Yawgmoth to kill the Emrakul. And then the next turn we can just play a Delighted Halfling and a Ragavan and then do it all over again and get the Emrakul back. Alright, this is it. Turn 3 Emrakul as fast as we could do it. On the back of Blood Moon to slow our opponent down and to make them you know, commit resources to answer the... Here comes the grist, isn't it? Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. It's incredible. It's just incredible how often our opponents seem to have it. Mind boggles. It boggles the mind how often our opponents have what they need to kill us. It was a Molda 6. They had the answer, they had the basic forest, they had the Beseju for the Blood Moon, and they had the grist in hand. It's incredible. Incredible. And now they have a Yawgmoth to run it back. Wow. Just lightning bolt off the top would be our best draw to get rid of this grist. We're going to dash in the Ragavan to try to kill the grist, and if they block with the Yawgmoth, good, because then we can run out this Delighted Halfling to go get another Emrakul. Alright. Well, they couldn't have run it back anyway, right? Because they needed -2, so let's run it back ourselves. Still, I think that was the right play. We had the second creature. We got one of their key combo pieces off the deck, off the board, and we have our Emrakul out, and they need another grist plus a creature to kill it. So they may have had another grist in hand. So I think forcing the block there was good since we had the second creature ourselves. And now we're just, are we going to get so unlucky that they have another answer? Or are we going to be able to get an attack in and annihilate our opponent's board? It's possible that they're just going to flood the board, but then we can always attack down the grist. Alright, man, if Yawgmoth can claw their way out of this, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. They already clawed their way out of the first Emrakul. But on a multi-sig, so I keep saying that because it's very salt-inducing. They claw their way out of the first Emrakul. Can they claw their way out of the second? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and they scoop it up. All right, we got there. Look at our league record. 0-1 match win. And what was it against? The baddie of the format, Yawgmoth. That feels good. Let's return to the game. What are we drawing? Finally, we got a match win, and it was against Yawgmoth. All right, well, sometimes your deck does come together, I guess, and fights through the hate and the luck. Blood Moon had his moments, but I'll talk about it in the wrap-up. For now, and for CyclesGaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch you on the next one. This has been another edition of Keeping Modern Janky with Johnny Cycles. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my website, CyclesGaming.com, for original Magic the Gathering content. You can read about my Commander decks or my janky modern brews. My latest article is about the Zombie Precon and its effect on Commander. I give you a couple different deck lists. If you're interested in a science fiction/fantasy novel, be sure to check out my book, The Podcon. I'm publishing it serially, a couple chapters every month. Again, thanks for watching. Check me out on YouTube, Johnny Cycles. Click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.